Hello everyone, this is Tyva Littles and I'm so excited to be here because this is my first video since I've gotten 10,000 subscribers. So I just want to take a moment and thank you guys for subscribing to my channel and supporting me and wanting to trust me with your learning. So my first video that I'm going to do to commemorate this moment is show you how to do the layering. In the first video, I showed you how to layer a seahorse in Cricut Design Space. I want to show you a much easier way that you can learn in a software called Shortcuts a Lot version 5. We call it SCAL5 for short since the name is so long. But I'm just going to dive in because you guys know me for just diving into the answer. So you have something that you want to layer and you already know how to layer in Cricut Design Space, but you want a much cleaner lay. What you're going to do is you're going to open up SCAL5. If you need information about how to get it or how to get started, you can check the description box. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're new to my channel. Okay, so we're going to click Trace, go to Choose Image, and I saved it as Seahorse. And I think this seahorse is really good practice. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to include the seahorse image in a lesson. Click the link so you can actually get to the seahorse so you can download it to your computer and actually practice with it because this is so important. I want you guys to write down each step that I do so that you can go back and try it on your own. Okay, so this is the trace image menu in SCAL5. In SCAL5, you have 3 modes, they call them. You have monochrome, you have color layers, and you have single layers. I alternate between the 3 of them to see how I can get the best clean cut image. So usually I use single layer, but for this particular image, we're going to have to use color layers. So select color layers. It's going to show you all of the layers here. You're able to tell it which ones you don't want to transfer over just by clicking it. Also, I want you to check the speckle because it's going to remove most of the speckles. And you can actually see nodes here. That just changed the opacity. Click that off. Okay, so now we're going to go to OK. Okay, hold down your shift button. If you do not hold down your shift button, this is what's going to happen. It's not going to retain its shape. Just click the undo button, hold down the shift button. Make it as big as you can so you can see it. You see, guys? One swipe. So over here, I also want to show you your menu boxes in column C. I call this column A, column B, column C, and top bar. Okay, so we got top bar 1 and 2. So over here in column C, you have your layers, which shows all of your layers here. And then over here, we're going to be working with fill stroke. But if you don't see fill stroke on top, you just bring them all out. That's position and size. You just click this box to put them back. So the 2 menu options we're going to be using is fill stroke and layers. Now I want you to pay attention. Here, there's no white. It's actually transparent, which means whatever you put it on, that you're not going to get the white. You're going to get whatever the image is on. So if you put it on a black shirt, you're going to get black right here. And that's not what we want. So I'm just going to show you the layers real quick. If you're laying HTV, layer 1 would be laid down first. Layer 2 would be laid down second. Layer 3 will be laid down third. And then we have to do the white before we actually do the black eye. So the white will actually be fit in here. So when I get the white together, I'm going to put it between here and do 3.5 just for organization's sake. I've been practicing with Scal for a long time. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to go to write this down. Edit, select all, object, break apart. What object break apart does is that it just unloosens all parts of your image. You see all of this now, but now you see the white. So we just click on that, and now I can make it white. And now we have the white eye. But since we did break apart, now we have to put all of our light colors back together again. So that is the white part on the inside of the eye. And I just know that from practicing with it. So don't think that I'm just a pro at this. You guys, it's just a lot of practice. So these are all the little speckles on a seahorse. So I want to put those back together. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to click them in my layers tab and hold down shift button and click on all of those orange parts, including the squiggly under the seahorse's chin, because I want all of these together. Okay, so now that I have all of those, I got to do a quick swipe. I want this and I want this as well, all together. So I have all of my light colors. All of those yellows are probably the speckles, but we're going to check. So I have all of my light colors put together. Go to Object on the top bar 1 and go to Merge. And that makes it all one right here. Okay, so now we have all of these yellow specks. Now, okay, see? So you see as I click them, those are the speckles. So what I'm going to do is hold down the shift button. This is the good thing about the break apart, is that you get to clean it up a lot more. This image is just a whole lot more cleaner, a whole lot more professional than just breaking it up separately in Cricut Design Space. And it gives you the option to really expand your software knowledge. And it takes practice. I'm constantly learning new things every day. Every time I come to a different project, a challenging project. Yep, these are all the speckles. So right now I'm just selecting them all, like so, because I can delete these. We do not need them. Okay, so I have them all selected and I just push delete on my keyboard. And then there was a couple of them that I missed. Delete those. Delete that. Okay, so now we also have this white eye. Remember I said after we get the white eye, I was going to move it. The white eye should be right below that. There we go. Okay, so you can actually rename your layers here as well. So we're going to do, we're just going to do one. And we're actually naming this according to, since this will probably be a vinyl project, let's do it the opposite way. This is going to be 1. That's going to be 1. That's going to be 2. That's going to be 3. This is the orange on the outside. That's going to be 4. This right here is an extra piece, so we can actually delete that. Okay, this is going to be 4. That's going to be 5. That's going to be 6. Okay, so the way that I actually numbered it is the way that you're actually going to lay it down. So when you're actually doing, and I showed you guys how to do registration marks, and you can actually, I'm going to include that video up under this video in the description box. So it's very important details in the description box in case you want to know those things. But you can actually set registration marks for this once you get into Cricut Design Space. Okay, so that's going to be the first layer when we put it down on our vinyl, on our transfer tape. Then we're going to layer the white part on top of the black. That's going to be the second layer. And then we're going to layer it on the white. And now that I have that up, we're going to make sure it's white. Let me click on this. Click on that. The stroke is orange, so we want to make that white. There we go. Okay, so this is one of the reasons why I stacked my tabs up like this as well. Okay, so then we're going to lay the white eye. Then next, we're going to lay the orange. Then we're going to lay with a burnt orange. Then we're going to layer the light orange. And then we're going to layer the yellow. So that is how you're going to do it. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 layers. And now that I have this, if I have some similar colors, what I do is I do a hands-on video, and I'll include that video in the description box so that you can get access to it. So now we've broken it up into layers, you guys. So it took us almost a better part of like 9 minutes, you know, minus the instruction. But this is a much cleaner image than our seahorse in Design Space, and it gives you a little bit more knowledge about what SCAL5 can do. Now let me tell you what's the awesome part about SCAL5 as well. What we're going to do, make sure you write this down. We're going to go to Select All, Edit, Select All, Then we're going to go to File, Export. I can export this as an SVG, bitmap, JPEG, PNG, TIFF, scan and cut image, or a PDF. So what we're going to do is we're going to save it as an SVG, and we're going to do SCAL5 seahorse. I keep spelling it wrong. Seahorse SVG. So now we have this. I'm saving it to my desktop. Make sure you pay attention to where you save it, and go to Save. Make sure these two boxes at the bottom are selected, Selection Only and Design Space Compatible, which is all the more reason why you should go to Select All to make sure. And Select All is an Edit and Select All. If you do not go to Edit and Select All, whatever is not selected will not get put into that file. Okay, so now we have that. Now we're going to open up, Replace. We're going to actually open up our Cricut Design Space. Go to Upload, 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 SCAL5 seahorse. I want you guys to see how this turns out. Okay, so now that I have my SCAL5 seahorse, look how much cleaner that is, you guys. So yeah, learning a new software may be intimidating, but I don't want you to be intimidated by it at all. Okay, so we're going to shrink it. And since I'm here, if you guys are going to hang out with me a little bit longer, what I'm going to do is I'm going to ungroup. And I have all of my parts. And I didn't do the outline of this white. We should be fine still. But the outline of that, it's just a personal preference, you guys. I'm so anal about it. Okay, so just like we have it numbered here, you see it puts it in order right for us. So what I'm going to do is in the registration video, you guys are getting a full lesson today. I use stars. Now where you put your registration is very important. You don't want it too close to your design, but you don't want it so far off that you're going to waste material. So I will actually put it right there, and that should be suffice because it's not touching the design. And what a registration mark is just a guide to help you lay all of your layers so that they lay perfectly like you see it on the screen. So we have a total of 6 layers. We're going to duplicate it. Duplicate. Okay, move that to the side. Okay, duplicate it again. Okay, so now I have my registration marks over here. Move them to the side. Like that. There we go. Okay, so now I have my registration marks. The first one we're going to do is our first layer, which is this white, the white part of the eye. So we're actually working on the C column in Cricut Design Space. We want to weld. There we go. We want to weld. So after I have that welded, now we're going to hide it and move it out the way. The next layer we have is the black part of the eye. Let's unhide it because what we're going to do is we're going to put the registration mark right on top of the star, like so. And then I'm going to show you. Here we go. Position and access. You see this right here? This will actually help you match it up a lot better. I'm going nerd today, you guys. Please be patient with me because I just like writing some of these things down. But like, for example, the position X is 21847 and Y is 3625. I want you guys to at least be aware of some of these things. Okay, so that's the position that I actually have that star. So I'm going to go ahead and go back and hide the white. We're going to select this and we're going to go to weld. Okay, so now that we have that welded, actually you need to change the color to black. no fill. Okay, no fill, cut image, save it as black. I don't know why it's doing that. Black. Okay. Make sure this is changed to. That's white. Yep. Okay, so that's white. That's black. Now, click on the star. We got 21.847 and 3.625. I guess that'll keep us, bingo. That'll keep us from having to do that layering. You remember how I had to move it over and try to get it on top perfectly? So by remembering your positioning, that'll help you move it a whole lot quicker. You know, I'm all about efficiency, at least trying to. So now we're on the layer 3. Select it all, weld it together, and it stayed white. Great. So we're done with that. Go to the next star, put in your position again, 21.847 and 3.625. Okay, so now we got that. Go into our 4th layer. I wonder why it layered down there. It wasn't supposed to. It's supposed to be here. Okay. Okay, so now we're going to, let me make sure that all the other layers are matching together. Okay. So we have this. Okay, so now we have that. We're going to select it all. Weld that together. Okay, now we hide this. Bring that. Go ahead and put in our position, 21.847. And then we got 3.625. Select both of those. Weld those together. And then we hide this. And then we have our last layer. Click on our star. Set the position, 21.847. A lot of people don't talk about the position and how it works with designing. But I really want you guys to actually get a feel for your Cricut design space. You want to learn as much as you can about it. I'm pretty sure after this video, a lot of people start using it a whole lot more. Okay, so now we have all of our layers layered. This is going to help you if you have purchased other SVGs and how to actually break them down. Learning how to break SVGs that you purchase from different SVG websites and Etsy. This is going to be very helpful. So now we just have to relayer everything. What was the topmost thing? So this is the topmost, so we're going to go to Arrange, bring to the front. Actually, we can do it backwards. This can go to, that can go to the very back. This can go next. Move backward. Move backward. Move backward. Then this one, you can see in column C it actually moving down. Then the black, move upward. I think I gotta switch these two. Move upward. There we go. Okay, so now we have this, you guys. So now that all of our stars are layered, you have your registration marks. Like so. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go to Make It. And that showed up as a print and cut image. I'm going to show you how to change that. This right here, we're going to change it to a cut image. This layer should be cut. So we're going to go here, no fill. And that changes it to a cut. So now we're going to make it. So here's our registration marks. Our stars are our registration marks. So when you cut this on your vinyl project, all you're going to do is just lay those stars on top. You do not have to mirror this unless it's actually HTV vinyl. And if you have HTV, you really don't have to use this registration mark. You know, layering HTV takes practice. So the registration marks are really just for the vinyl projects. So that's it, you guys. So I really hope that this tutorial was helpful to you guys. I absolutely love SCAL5 because it's helped me do much cleaner work. Let's see if we can move this. 0, 0. See? So I don't know how I got all the way across the mat, but with this is how that position in X and Y axis, that's how you actually use it in your projects. It's a feature that a lot of people are not using, but you can definitely maximize it because now you have a little knowledge of it. So I hope that you enjoyed the Seahorse class part 2. Oh, look at me. And thanks again for supporting me. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And also, thanks again for continuing to support me and trust me with your learning. Catch you in the next lesson.